We are in Wiseman's Ferry, a couple of hours northwest of Sydney. It's a little town that is nestled on the side of the Hawkesbury River. And today, we're heading to the ocean. There's no ocean anywhere near here, but we are heading to the ocean.
We're gonna find it. Now, not that long ago, we headed west up through the Blue Mountains to the other side of the Blue Mountains, and we ended up in Bathurst on Mount Panorama right at the top. We raced to the top. It was very fun, but a little bit slow, and we both found limitations with our vehicles.
So since then, both of these little nuggets have had substantial modifications. Now, these cars started their lives as K cars in Japan. They're K-class cars, which means they're really small and limited to very small engines. This one here, 660cc naturally aspirated. This one here, 660cc turbocharged. In Australia, it got a 1.3, but now we've put a big block in there. It's got a 1.5 litre from a Suzuki Swift.
And this has been turbocharged. You may or may not have seen that. We did a full custom turbo swap on this, piggybacked ECU, a whole bunch of mods. It's got a turbo off a Subaru, it's got an intercooler hanging out the side, and we dynoed it as well, and it made a whopping 52 point something kilowatts, which is actually a pretty big improvement on the 30 or so it would have had factory. And last time, I really struggled to get up hills with those heavy muddies and the gear in the back.
Now, this combination of cars is not the kind of thing you would normally see doing the kind of adventure that we're doing. We don't know what kind of roads are in front of us. We don't know what obstacles are going to be there. We do have enough camping stuff and food stuff to last us for a few days, but we don't know where we're going other than we're heading this way for 5K, no, 5.
We're going
this way.
And I'm going to find myself a marlin. Dude, I'm going full fisherman.
Oh,
I'm going to find myself a marlin. And that's my aim.
We will end up this way though, won't we?
Yes.
Eventually?
We have to go that way.
But,
and then I think the ocean's that way, but it could be that way. I have absolutely no idea.
Anyway, you're coming with us. Our first stop, of course, is crossing the beautiful river here.
Is this the one you used to drive a ferry on?
I used to drive a ferry on this.
You used to drive that ferry?
I was unlicensed, underage, and that was my job. I used to drive the ferry. So our first stop, we're loading onto the ferry, we're going across, and then come with us for a few days of action-packed adventure.
Are you going to cook me some mad food?
I brought my wok. We're having a mad stir fry.
Oh, it looks
anyway,
seasoned too.
Let's hit the road.
Our journey begins on one of the oldest ferry crossings that's still operational in New South Wales, on the beautiful Hawkesbury River. From here, we're going to be hitting some dirt tracks and then eventually making our way to the ocean for our first experience of driving on sand. We don't know exactly how we're going to get there, but that's something we can work out later on. But it sure is nice to be back on another adventure.
This is it, mate, back on the road. I am very excited to tell you that my big block is basically untested. I've driven about 2 Ks in it. How about yours?
This thing's literally fresh off the dyno, and I've probably put 100 or 200 Ks on since, so far so good. It doesn't appear broken. I think the only thing that's going to break is my back. It's so bouncy.
Yeah, it's definitely, you notice the difference with big muddies, hey?
You really do. The car handles just so differently, but I'm enjoying the fresh air and the view of your Jimny.
Mate, we're going to be on the blacktop for a little while, and then we are going to be swapping over to some dirt soon, and then we're making our way up to the Wattigans, which is where we're going to be camping tonight, a nice little spot. A few fire trails there and a few places to play around, and then an absolutely delicious meal, mate, an intercontinental extravaganza. It's going to be bellissimo.
I like that you're already thinking about food and it's still the morning.
Mate, I've already had 2 breakfasts and I've got 3 lunches packed in the back. Did you pack yourself some mad food?
Yeah, I got some pretty good snacks, dude. I got fresh baked bread. We're having fresh sandwiches today.
Stop it. Where did you buy fresh baked bread from this early?
I didn't buy it, mate. I made it at my house in my oven. See you on the dirt, mate.
See you there, mate. Have fun. All right, mate, we're crossing over onto the dirt. This is it. Let the adventure begin.
Back on the dirt. This is where everything starts looking a bit dusty and dirty, doesn't it? Did you almost come off then? Don't roll it, man. Once we had firmly established that our off-road vehicles were definitely not drift cars, we got to enjoying the flat, peaceful gravel roads that were sending us north. All the driving was making us extremely hungry, being that it had been less than 2 hours since our second breakfast, so I decided I would make the perfect roadside fast food, a sandwich. Even though the modern sandwich has its roots in 18th century Europe, Australia has well and truly adopted this staple as lunch food from coast to coast, fueling the nation's workers and holiday makers alike. We're just making sandwich, but with my homemade bread, and it's a bit of an international affair because here we are in Australia, which was full of convicts that were from England.
Yes.
And then we've got Italian salami, American cheese, a Japanese-made knife, a Chinese-made table, and a cider that's called Hillbilly.
Well, this is from the Blue Mountains. This is a non-alcoholic cider.
But it's from the Blue Mountains. So
on an Australian-made tree stump, Mark.
Exactly. As original as it gets. Oh, look at that.
So this came out of your oven this morning?
This morning. I'm going to make you a very tasty sandwich, mate.
Martin, I'm pretty excited.
To legally qualify as a sandwich in Australia, you must have at least 2 slices of bread. The same fillings on bread not sliced from a loaf is a roll, and if the filling is hot, it's a burger. So the best technique for dealing with a lettuce is not to peel it, it's to do something else that starts with P.
Rub it on your...
No.
Okay.
Punch it really hard. Hold
what
it,
What do you
ready?
mean? Oh.
Again?
Really? Okay.
There you go. So now it's good to use. So you can get rid of the outer one if it's a bit dirty. That one's
always dirty. Let's give that to the animals. I think you need to punch it again. Okay. Yeah, again, one more.
Do you want to punch it? Feels good. It's just fun.
I think I do.
Yeah, there you go. See, now it's ready to use. All broken up. You don't have to sit there for ages. Do what you got to do. Did you just take a bite out of my lettuce like it's an apple?
No. Took a bite out of your lettuce like it's a lettuce.
Are you a cross cutter or this way?
I'm a cross cutter. People who cut their do that are generally the people that had Nintendos, weirdos. That's Sega, that's Nintendo. Well, Martin, I think from here we actually get into like a bit of not super challenging, but a bit more challenging driving.
How come you're not talking like a four-wheel drive host?
How do they talk?
We're going in the rough stuff. Yeah, let's go.
Because I'm not a four-wheel driving host. I mean...
Isn't this the best four-wheel driving show on the internet?
Yes, it is. Which is why we're about to send her into the mud. Send this.
We are at Olney State Forest, which, what do we know about? Nothing.
Nothing. We aired down because the internet says air your tyres down. Now, we got muddies now, actual muddies. Thicker sidewall, which means that we can run lower pressures, which will be good when we get to really rocky stuff or when we get to the sand as well. Don't know anything about this place, but we will attempt to get stuck somewhere.
All I know is that what I'm learning about four-wheel driving is that you drive a long way on a dirt road, sometimes a bitumen road, to go and find somewhere to potentially get your vehicle stuck, to then pull it out and take some photos and upload it on Instagram. Is that what you do?
I mean, that's what we're going to be doing.
Except for the Instagram bit.
I mean, you drive quite a way
Yeah.
to find a place to get stuck at.
Yeah.
So you can stop yourself being stuck.
Yeah.
And then drive home again.
And it can take hours and sometimes days, and you can break your stuff.
Like, except we're not going home. We're not going, because if we get stuck, we just camp there. Because this is a multi-day extravaganza.
I get it. I just don't quite get it.
You don't get it.
Get it at all.
All right, let's go and attempt to get stuck in the Olney State Forest.
Olney State Forest lies inland of the central coast of New South Wales, and the trees here have been harvested for over 100 years. It's now mostly regrowth forest, which is grown and then harvested sustainably. It's a popular tourist spot covered in walking tracks, camping areas, and some epic off-road trails.
I can see that, yeah, that you're probably not having a great time based on how bouncy it is. How bouncy it is in my car, so yours must be pretty savage.
Yeah, it's just the lack of bottom insulation, but it's doing a great job of climbing this little hill, and now I'm in low range, I can use my gears a bit more effectively, and I'm getting all 4 tyres pulling me up the hill.
Yeah, nice. All right, so we've got to our first little obstacle.
Little obstacle. Look at the size of this hill. Actually, no, I've realised on camera you can never tell the size of a hill.
No.
But I'm telling you, this is the kind of hill that you have to lean over to not fall arse over tit.
Well, this actually looks very, very sketchy, mate.
I would do this on a dirt bike with like hectic tyres and, you know, like a big engine and all that stuff. With 2 wheels, I'd go bah, 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 up there. But that is
yeah,
off
see,
its
that's
head.
I mean, maybe if I can get from here to here, but how do you get up that?
I don't know. We have to work out what's on the other side. So the reason we're walking it is to work out whether it just falls off a cliff on the other side. But I think it just goes off into the distance.
Okay. I think I'm going to need you there.
Okay.
And you're just going to have to be yelling stuff out.
Look, man, even if you make it to pretty much where you're standing, that's already pretty cool. I mean, that's vertical, so I don't know about this. But that I reckon you could give a crack.
Well, mate, let's...
You're doing it.
I'm going to give it a go.
Good on you, dude.
I'll see you in a minute. Come on, little Jimny. Oh, this feels so sketchy.
Are you all locked up?
I think so.
Got all your locks on? Whoa. I don't know, man. If it can't get up that, I don't know if it's going to get up this. Oh. Oh.
All right.
Well done, you literally just sent it straight up. This, we might have to build some track or something, man. If it starts rolling away, just run.
There's lots of liquid coming out of my car. I don't know why.
What's you coming out of your windscreen washers?
Yeah, it's just squirting out.
That's weird. Dude, you sent it up that bit, which was mad, because before that you're just doing a burnout on a rock. But now, I mean, I personally would call that a bit stuck. But I'm not a Jimny owner, I'm a truck driver.
So it's worth noting, we don't actually have to go this way. I just saw it and went, that looks interesting. So, like, we could pretend there's a whole lot of drama. We got to get there before nightfall, but actually we don't.
Look at that beautifully graded road that just continues off into the bush, into our destination. Now let's go off this shit.
Look, I'm just going to try and get a little further just for the education of it.
Okay. I respect you for trying. I don't, like, that's a sheer, this isn't like 20, 30 degrees. That's like 80 degrees of verticalness.
Yeah. I think this is where you're meant to build a thing out of rocks.
Or use the tracks and do all
or something. Anyway, let's just continue on a little bit more, Martin, and see what happens.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Stop.
Now what?
Yeah, now you look properly stuck. So maybe if you come around this side, I'd just like to show you exactly what's going on here. Look, that may be, but what's supposed to happen here?
Martin, I think the thing is that for all this time we've been saying that we are the best four-wheel drive channel in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get up this.
I don't know how to full drive at all. I drive a truck.
There might be some people out there that go, oh mate, well, you tell us. I don't know what to do now. But being that we're right at the beginning.
But this is chapter 1. See, in chapter 3 you will overcome.
No, I'm trying to get up. I'm going to go up. I'm just going to do it.
Oh no. I don't want to watch, but I have to watch because it's unsafe if I don't, but I really don't want to watch. Are you just going to send it?
You tell me what to do, Martin, and I'm going to do it.
I don't know what to do.
That is not filling me with any confidence.
I wouldn't have a clue. Like, it's the front's going to hit the tree, and that's going to hit the rock, and that's going to hit the diff.
All right, I'm just accelerating and steering.
We might have to build a little track. I don't think it'll climb that rock without some help.
I'm reversing back down, Martin, and I'm going to go to the nice road that's over there.
That's not the worst idea you've had today.
All right, I'm going.
Be careful, don't turn too much, because this is how you flip over.
All right, I'm just gonna.
Because now you've only got brakes. All right, back slowly. A little bit of left hand down, just a little bit. Just real slow back, yep, straight down. Yeah, you're coming off, good. Yep, nice. Little bit of left hand down, a little bit. Yep, that's it. Straight back now. Right hand down, yeah, there you go. Right hand down.
I feel like I'm gonna tip over.
No, you're good, mate. You got all that suspension travel. It feels like you're gonna tip, but it's the suspension's doing its job. I think you're right, mate. You've made it. Well done. You made it up a hill you didn't need to go up, and then you made it back down again without actually getting there.
God.
Well done,
You smart ass. Yeah, so I drove up a hill that I didn't need to go up, but didn't get to the top, and then came back down, and now we're going to continue on the road.
Beautifully graded road.
that we were on anyway.
Now let's go.
Oh, God. Have you noticed, Marty, that the tracks have just degenerated more and more and more the further we've got out?
Yeah, man. I mean, less dusty and more bushy is good though, because the dust has been pretty hectic so far.
And in a little while, we'll have to set up camp. It's actually later than it seems.
Yeah, true. Been driving for most of the day already.
Here's a little bit of a mud hole, Martin. It looks like it stinks. Look at that. It's actually green.
All right. I'm gonna get a stick and see how deep it is. So even these little puddles, which I know some like 42-inch tyre people out there are like, "Huh!" laughing in big tyres. These can be unexpectedly deep, and when you've got a little car or a little truck, you just got to make sure it doesn't have any surprises. So checking it with my stick. Look at it though, dude. What is that?
The biggest surprise.
What is all that?
Is how mud can just turn green. It looks disgusting.
Look, you can draw stuff in it.
All right.
It's not that deep, dude. We good. I think we'll make it.
You go through and I'll wait here.
I wonder if I should put my snork on though.
No.
But look, because look at those. Look, surprises. Look. Goodbye.
No, that's.
Goodbye. Compared to there, like that's that deep, like 50 centimeters, and over here it's like 5 centimeters.
Where's your turbo inlet? Like where's your filter? It's higher than that.
As long as it's higher than that, I think we'll be all right. Dude, I'm putting my snork on anyway. I just want it to look cool. So last time we went on an adventure, I had my bucket snork. Now I have improved upon the design a little bit since we last saw it. It's still made out of PVC pipe that I got from the hardware shop, but I've got a 3-inch outlet on my filter, and now my filter's down here, which are waterproofed. But just for a bit of extra insurance, I'm going to bring my intake up a little bit, which I'm going to do using this thing. Now, in terms of this mud crossing, he's desperate to use his winch. He's just desperate, and I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to get stuck in that mud, but I think I'm going to pretend that I'm going to get stuck just so he can use his winch, because he'll be so excited, like he'll be losing his mind, and I'll be like, oh man, I got stuck and help me, and then he'll crack out his winch and just love life. So I'm going to snork it up and I'm going to get stuck, but I probably didn't actually get stuck, so you know, but he doesn't, and I made him go all the way over there.
Have you ever noticed that, like, when you buy a hammer, you just want everything to be a nail? Well, this winch is yet to be used, and so I was really hoping that Marty would get stuck just so I can use it, because otherwise I've just got a 4-wheel drive with a winch on the front of it that's never used, like most of the four-wheel drives you see driving around Sydney. So I was kind of hoping that he would get stuck just so I had an excuse to use my hammer on his nail. But I don't think that's actually going to happen. Sorry.
I hope I don't get stuck, man.
You won't get stuck.
You don't reckon?
100%.
Looks pretty deep.
Nope.
You don't think? I reckon it looks deep.
No.
You are prepared for anything.
I'm prepared to attempt to use things that I have no idea how to use.
But I think if we put the strap on, we'll have a good time. Or it's safer to have the strap on than not have the strap on.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
What you're suggesting is if you put the strap on, I then pull you off from behind.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Pull me from behind, don't pull me from the front, because the front is more likely to cause damage. But if you pull me from behind and I have the strap on the back, it'll be all good. What's wrong?
I know you all want to be prepared and everything, but why don't we just put that on when you don't get stuck, because you won't get stuck.
But if I do get stuck,
You
then
won't get stuck.
You need a way to pull me out.
No, but you won't get stuck.
But what if I do?
Well, then I will walk into that water myself and strap that onto your car.
Use the big D, get the strap on, and pull me in from behind. I just said I don't want to go through it because it's going to stink the shit out of my car. We spent all that time on that turbo kit. I'm about to bar that in green, brown shit that Skippy the bush kangaroo has literally sharted in for the
I
last...
reckon half of his family's died in there.
His entire
Dude,
family's
there's
in
fur
there.
on the other end of it. There's fur floating in it.
Why are we driving through it?
I'm not driving through it. It's not where you drive through it. So that's what you do. I tried to go up a hill. You drive through a puddle.
No, that's fair. That's fair. You tried to go up a hill. You did a great job. All right, let's do this.
This is four-wheel driving.
You need to move your Jimny.
Just go around it, man.
It's what people expect on the best four-wheel drive
Just
show
go around
ever
it.
made. All right, here we go. Low range. Here we go. I'm going into the puddle. The Kei Truck's first big challenge of our trip. Do I have something stuck?
Yeah. It'll come out.
Will it?
All right, get some speed up, mate.
What for? Oh! Oh!
Yeah.
I'm in the puddle. Oh!
Keep going.
Hang on. Oh, it stinks. Oh, it stinks.
Keep going.
Dude, I can't get out.
Yeah, you can. Just keep going.
I can't get out.
I'm not winching you out.
I
Don't
need you to
pretend
winch
suck.
me.
This is not one of those shows where we pretend you suck. Just drive through it.
I need you to winch me.
I'm going home. Seriously.
Dude, winch me
I'm
out.
not-
You said you would.
I'll winch. You drive out, then reverse back in, then I'll winch you out.
Why would I do that?
I'm not winching you out.
Winch me out of the mud
I'm
hole.
winching you out.
Pull me from behind out of the mud hole.
I'm not, because you've already got a strap on. Just get out of it, please.
Winch me out.
I'm not winching.
Come on. I came all this way, man. I've
I-
challenged myself and I've failed, just like you
No,
failed
you
up that
haven't.
hill, and I helped you up that hill.
Okay, you get out. I'll drive it out.
No. I need you to winch me.
No, you don't.
Just winch me.
You're wasting the internet again.
Why won't you winch me?
Dude, if you there's parts of your car in the water that don't need to, there's bubbles coming out, which means there's water. Just get out. You're wrecking your car.
You're just saying that.
No, there's bubbles coming out of. You should actually get out. Is that your starter motor? I'll show you. There is actually stuff coming out.
I'm legitimately stuck.
You're stuck now.
That's not a good noise.
It's a bad noise.
Yeah. I actually need you to winch me.
Yeah, okay, I will now. I feel bad because there wasn't any bubbles coming out of anything.
Are you shitting me?
I just want you to drive out. I
But
want to
now
see.
I'm stuck.
I know. I don't know if my winch can go that far.
You go through that puddle and then winch me up from the front.
Can't I do it from behind?
If you want to walk through the mud.
I'm not going to go slow.
Oh shit. No, please go slow.
No, I'm not going to.
Not really. Don't go really fast. Because all my shit will get covered in kangaroo death. You dickhead! What a dickhead. Turn around so you can pull me from the front. Do you think that's funny?
What?
Do you think that's funny?
What's funny?
Don't look at me like, do you think that's funny?
What happened?
What about all my shit in the back that is now covered in mud that I got to sleep in later?
What happened?
Oh, what happened? Look at all my shit's covered in freaking mud, mate.
I'm saving you. You should be thanking
Get
me.
your winch.
What do we winch
At the
onto?
front, just go get it.
What do we actually
Down
winch
there,
onto?
I'll do it. You just get your winch and stop talking.
You know what, Martin? Because we put on these little lights, I can...
So gross,
That's
isn't it?
shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, I'm four-wheel driving. There you go.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go, mate.
oh, gross. Kangaroo death. Did you unlock the clutch thing?
Yeah, that's how I pulled it out that far in the first place.
Drive your car forward a bit. Like literally you got to come 30 centimetres forward and it'll fit. Then we have to put a thing over it so it doesn't, you know?
I lost my keys.
You legit? Did you actually lose them or were you just being a dickhead?
No, I don't know where they are.
I didn't actually want to get stuck.
Okay.
I was just getting stuck so you could use your winch.
We are legit the shittest four-wheel drive channel on the internet, man. Let's just call it for what it is. Your car's stuck in 20 centimetres of mud. My winch is long enough to get you out. And I've got no keys.
Oh,
Thank you for watching this episode of the shittest show on the internet.
oh.
I was going to say...
My shit's bubbling. You said it was bubbling and you scared me. Find your keys and start your shit.
Eventually I found my keys so we can try and winch Marty out.
That'll do. Boom. All right, pull me out, please.
All right, hold on.
Then we have to put something on it, don't we?
Just try and get out of the hole. Okay, drive forward.
No idea what's going on because I can't see anything.
So this weighted thing is like stops that flinging off if it breaks.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not there, I'm going to the side. All right, and power on a bit.
Yeah, I'm stuck on something.
Yep, stop.
Yeah, dude, you got me out of the hole. You saved me.
You have to reverse back a bit because you drove over the bag.
Whoa. I was fully beached, man. Like, I was never getting out of there. No way. I've just brought half the mud hole with me. Look at this.
Yeah. No, you weren't getting out of that.
I just don't have the height. I don't have the tyre height. Everyone coming through has got wheels this big.
All right, you're out.
You saved me, man. I will be forever grateful.
You don't have to be forever grateful, but this is a loop road.
Oh, no.
So we're going back through there.
I'm going...
I think you actually should go through the middle.
If I get my tyre in that big hole again, same problem.
No, but through the middle, just through the middle here.
Oh, through there?
Just through the mud.
And bop, bop, bop. Just power on?
But with some speed.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Give me a ride, mate. There we go. Slow down a bit. Slow down a bit. Well done, mate. That was awesome.
It's most definitely not a competition between the Kei Truck and the Jimny. But I'll now drive through this mud without needing anyone to winch me out. But I just thought I'd see what happens if the Jimny drove through, just to see if it could make it, not to show that it was any more or less capable than your car. I just thought I should do the same as you know what I mean?
What a smart ass dickhead.
Oh!
The mud box! The actual mud box being a mud box. Oh, that stinks. So as you can see, I got completely splattered, but rescued, which is awesome, by the winch. And so now we're cruising out to go and find somewhere to camp. The truck is still working. I've got my schnork on. Everything is good. Fresh air, well, dusty, fresh air, cool weather, having a good time. One of the biggest draw cards for four-wheel driving, well, aside from covering your car in mud so you look legit in cities buying goat milk lattes, is access. There's so many beautiful places to camp and explore, and the price of admission is usually just the ground clearance and traction to get to them, which we have plenty of in our mad little four-wheel drive vehicles.
We've reached our destination for day one, so now it's time to set up camp for the night and cook up some mad food.
Alright, this was looking a lot cleaner and less dusty when we left Sydney. And the thing about having a ute, much like when you've got a ute and everyone wants you to help them move, when you've got a ute and you're full driving, everyone goes, oh, can I chuck my stuff in there? But what ended up happening is everything is just covered in dust, and because of his little escapade through the puddle, it's also covered in mud. It's just so grot. I'm not camping in the back of my truck like last time, partly because it's not raining this time. And last time I turned it into a tent. This time, hopefully, I'll be right just to swag it under the stars and the canopy of trees.
Cheers, mate. Now, just because you're out camping doesn't mean you got to eat rubbish food. So tonight we are making stir-fry ginger and pepper beef. Now,
Stop it.
it's going to be delicious, Martin. We're going to be learning things. We're going to be making some delicious food. Now, the trick with a stir-fry is a dynamic way of cooking. So you've really got to prep everything first. So I've got my veggies cut up, the meat's cut up. I've got all my different bits down here. We're going to be going through what's going in there. And most importantly, you need a really good wok, a carbon steel wok. So first, we're going to get that one nice and hot. So just going to leave that on there.
That works
now,
well.
you can get two different kinds of woks. You can get, well, actually, there's a whole lot of different kinds. You can get a flat bottom wok, or you can get a round bottom, which is like a legit style, but that normally needs a special little thing to sit on your stove, which we don't have here. So one of us is going to be holding that, Martin.
I'll come and hold it.
We're going to get that up to a nice heat.
You can also get non-stick woks, but you should stay away from them for super high heat. They're all right, but they're not as good as one of these.
And you can't use one of these in a non-stick wok.
Because you wreck it.
First of all, Martin, we're just going to oil it up a little bit. We're going to wait till we get a nice bit of smoke
Ooh,
coming
she's
out
hot.
of that, Martin.
She's hot.
Now, first thing we're going to do, we've got a stir-fry beef. I put a little bit of sesame oil on that. Nice little bit of salt. Nice little bit of pepper. And then the first thing we're going to do, we're actually
look at it
cooking
smoke.
in layers, people. So we're not just going to cook everything all in one go. We're going to sear the beef. That is looking good. In it goes. If it doesn't sizzle, it's not hot enough. Here we go. There we go. That is what it should be sounding like, mate. Excellent. Now, what we're going to do is,
you give it a little.
we're just going to leave it there. We're just going to push it out to the sides to use all the available wok heat. We're just going to leave it like that. And now, some people start stirring straight away. No,
Nope.
I'm just going to leave it. Just going to leave it for a minute, mate.
Nice hot flame, you turn it right up, eh?
Yep,
Up to
maximum heat. We just want to sear it so that it stays juicy and we don't lose any of that flavour, so we're just going to give it a flip.
If your meat starts stewing, all your moisture's coming out and you're losing the nice tenderness, you can still get it cooked really well, but have it tender, right?
That's right. And we just want to be spreading out the meat. If you're cooking for a lot of people, you can get a bigger wok. The problem with a bigger wok is it takes more energy to heat, and you're probably better off doing your meat in batches. We're not getting a lot of moisture, which is a really good sign. It means we're sealing up.
Means we're hot.
Which is great. All right, Marty, just give that a little shake. There we go.
It's looking good, man.
That is looking really good. Now, it's okay if there's still a little bit of pink there because we are going to be putting this back into the wok later, but for now, it's looking sealed, it's looking delicious. We're getting some nice little charry marks on there. So we are going to take that out, put that to the side. There's still lots of flavour in there, so we're going to leave that in there. Next up, we start getting some flavour out of it. We're going to put some garlic in, and we're going to put in some galangal, which is kind of like ginger, but it's got a little bit more of a kind of a citrusy tone to it. You can get that from Chinese supermarkets. We're going to throw the garlic and the galangal, which I've cut up, in there.
Oh, it's going to smell so
sizzle.
good.
We're going to add a little bit more oil to that and a tiny, tiny little bit of water. Tiny, tiny, tiny little bit.
There it goes.
There we go.
Oh, that smells incredible.
A little bit of oil.
Oh, it smells so good.
Now, how do we know when that's ready? You're just going to smell it. I'd say probably 30 to 60 seconds.
Yeah, nothing.
Smell that. Smell that. Amazing. All right, so they're in there.
Oh, it is citrusy, isn't it?
It's dynamic. Yeah, if you don't have galangal or you've just got normal ginger, you can cut that up and then add a bit of lemon juice and it'll give you a similar flavour if you do have a recipe that's asking for that. Next up, onions. They take longer to cook than our other veggies, so they're going in. Gonna give them a little stir. Martin, give them a stir for me, please, mate. Good job. Keep them stirring, spread them out.
It's all about your BTUs too. So you want to get as much gas and as much heat into one of these as possible. I don't think you can have too much, can you?
Now, when it comes to the actual flavour of your stir fry, there's 5 main categories of flavour. So you've got sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, which is kind of a... Well, Martin, it's funny you say that because we are going to be doing all of them today. So I've got a delicious sauce that I've made up here, which has got some sweetness, which has got some brown sugar. It's got some umami, which is the soy. It's got some barbecue sauce, which is my secret little flavour enhancer in there. There's some crushed up garlic, some crushed up chili, the soy sauce, and my secret ingredient, Martin, is the maple syrup. Because what happens, we're going to cook that at the end for the last 30 seconds. It's going to caramelise everything and make it taste absolutely delicious. Martin, how's that going in there?
Good, man.
Are we ready for the next veggies?
I reckon.
I think we are. Now you can get a good vegetable oil or a sesame oil. Get something with a high heat point. I'm using whatever I had in a can. It may not be the right thing. In go the veggies. About 2 minutes. Stir them all up, Martin. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring.
Dude, I get the fun job.
Just going to give it a little touch of water to make it sizzle. Deglaze the pan. There we
Steams
go.
it too, doesn't it?
Some people's strategy for stir frying is actually steam frying all the vegetables totally separately and then barbecuing the meat and then putting it together. Martin, that there is looking excellent. I think it's time for the beef to go back in.
Yep.
Boom, in it goes.
Yes.
Now the wok is going to be cooling down a little bit, so you want to keep that going, keep it buzzing around. Can I grab that for a second, please, mate? Just going to give that a big stir, get that all moving around. Martin, that is looking very, very good.
Sure is.
Now, another thing that's really important is when you're making stir fry, and when I learnt this, it really blew my mind, but the way you cut vegetables does inform the taste of your meal. So if you look at how I've cut the carrots there, when the sauce goes in, the actual surface area of that is going to hold a lot of sauce. Likewise, with the broccoli, I've left large florets because they're going to soak up lots of that delicious sauce. The way you actually cut and prep your stir fry will kind of inform the way it tastes at the end. You want to eat it. Hold lots of that sauce.
Can we eat it soon?
We can eat it soon, Martin. So, Martin, that is looking excellent. Hold on to that.
Yep.
So, here's the sauce. This here is equal parts of sesame oil, soy sauce, barbecue sauce. Oh, Martin, have a little smell of that.
Oh, wow. It smells so good.
Soy sauce, barbecue sauce, maple syrup, sesame oil, crushed garlic, crushed ginger.
And right at the end, yeah?
Right at the end, but it's also got a little bit of beef stock. Now, you can make your own by boiling up your bones or whatever, but if you tasted this right now, it would be very strong. And the reason is, we're going to add a little bit of water to that, and then to make sure it goes the distance, we got a little bit of cornstarch to thicken it up. So, we're putting that in there, going to mix that around. This does look like a dubious bag, I know. But we're going to get a spoonful of cornstarch. I am a professional. Spoonful of that. How are you looking over there, Martin?
Semi-professional.
That's going in. All right. Gonna stir all that around. Okay, Martin, here we go. Are you nice and hot?
Yep, well, yeah, the wok is too.
Okay, and stir all this around, mate. Stir, 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 stir,
Oh,
stir.
yes.
That is the good stuff.
Oh, yes.
A little bit of water. That will thicken up over the next 30 seconds, and
Yep.
the maple syrup's kind of going to all glaze up and go caramelly, which will be delicious. Now, you can season it with whatever you like. Soy sauce makes the most sense in this case, but Martin and I have a friend who's a very famous chef. I probably won't mention his name just in case it's one of his secret ingredients, but he's a very famous chef and he is in charge of probably 45 or 50 other chefs in the city. And Martin, I asked him the other week, how do we make this delicious? What do you do in your restaurant? And right at the very end, I've never heard of this before.
Really?
And he said, you know, we're not here to make healthy meals, we're here to make delicious meals.
Tasty meals.
So,
And work backwards from there if you want to make it healthier, take stuff out, right?
it's about to get a knob
Oh, yes.
of butter. All right, Martin, now, can I grab that?
You can.
Can you go down there and open up that rice, please? Now, microwave rice, here's something you may not have known. You can stir fry
Can you?
microwave rice.
Can you?
2 minutes and you can cook it straight from the bag. So today, we are going to, well, unless you want to have the rice next to it, Martin, we can cook it
No, I don't
separately.
mind. Whatever you
or
want to
you
do.
can mix it in and we can kind of
You can
make
mix it in and heat it up.
We can actually mix it in and heat it up over 2.5 minutes.
That's really clever.
So-
I did not know you could do that.
We're learning something, Martin. Look at that. We might not need all of that rice, but I reckon just throw half of it in there, Martin. In that sauce also, the one thing that I forgot, 1 teaspoon of ground pepper, because it is pepper beef. That's what we're doing here.
How quickly this happens all depends on how much heat you can got. And if you're using like an induction cooker or just like a normal like convection one, it's gonna take a long time, / not work that well. What you can do though is cut everything in half. You do it in batches.
Yep, that's
Quarter,
right.
thirds, half, whatever you got to do to keep it sizzling the whole time. Gas is a bit better. Turn it up, away you go.
You can also just buy a little kind of stovetop cooker that is made for woks, or you can get attachments for barbecues. Martin, I am calling that done.
Fantastic.
So that is my stir-fry pepper beef with galangal.
Dude, that first bite is all about distribution. You got to get a bit of veg, a bit of rice, a bit of onion, a bit of garlic. Make it count. Oh, that's good, man.
It is very good.
The garlic butter's an interesting touch.
It is.
Binds it all together. Makes it buttery and good. That is so much better than a meat pie, isn't it?
There's a time and a place for a meat pie.
Not today. Yum.
After a big day of driving, there's now nothing left to do except sit back and enjoy nature and the sound of a crackling fire.
That was one of the strangest nights of my whole life. That was weird.
That was a very strange night.
That thing before, no.
So
I'm
we'd made
still
ourselves a
thinking.
nice little fire and we were just sitting back to relax, weren't we, mate? And then we saw something coming out of the trees.
I heard something and then I saw it. I heard something that didn't sound right and then I saw it.
It was kind of shuffle, stomp. Shuffle, stomp.
Yep.
And we're like, what is it?
And a weird sniffy sound.
Yes. That's exactly,
That's exactly what it sounded like.
If you do the sniffle and I do the shuffle stomp.
Now close your eyes and that's
So we're sitting just on this side of the fire and we just see this guy and a dog come out of the darkness. He's got bare feet, he's got a golf club, he's got a big dog,
and a hat with a marijuana leaf on it.
a hat with a marijuana leaf, and
I don't think he had teeth.
He's all kinds of chopped up, man. And he just comes in, steps right over our fire like he's trying to warm
the
his
dog
balls.
comes up and goes,
And the dog's all
starts
sniffing
licking
at
your
me.
head.
And then he asks if we're camping here. Now, we got a couple of swags set up. We've got a fire going.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of cars, like we are clearly settled in for the night.
We're camping.
And then he's like, there room for me? No.
There's not.
No, there's not. How long are you going to be here?
Why'd you say 3 nights?
Because
Were you hoping you wouldn't?
No, because I thought if we said one night, he's like, I'll come in the morning.
Oh, 'cause it's his
and
only
I'll just
chance-
set up.
it's his only
Yeah,
opportunity.
he's like, I'm going to dive in, you know. So I said, we're going to be here for 3 nights. So at which point he's like, well, I'm joining you then.
I'm moving. I'm
So
going to
he's,
move.
so
from
he's
my
like, I'm
campsite.
going to move. He's like, I'm on the other side of the river. I'm going to drag my stuff across the river and I'm going to come and join you.
And he said he's been here for a week already.
Yeah, he's been here for a week.
Must have run out of tourists to eat.
And so knowing that someone was going to be coming and joining us in the night was, I mean, this is why it's another. I mean, I slept with this.
What were you going to do with that?
I mean, I wasn't going to make him breakfast with it. This was my protection in the night. So I didn't want to open my swag and hello first thing in the morning. Anyway.
So what are we going to do today? Because I'm a bit sleepy, but I reckon if I get some forward drive, you know, bit of forward drive machining,
Activities.
Yeah, I reckon I'll perk up.
Well, Martin, we are going to basically what we did yesterday.
Oh.
We're going to find some dirt and we're going to drive through it. And then if we get stuck,
Until we find some more dirt to sleep on.
we're going to pull each other out of the dirt and we'll keep doing that until it's the end of the day. And then we'll sleep in our swags.
And
then
hope that no one comes along. G'day, boys.
and then we'll do it again.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Oh, sorry. I sprayed milk all over you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. So let's pack up and this is what four-wheel driving is, and hanging out with mates.
Hello. Sleep in your bed.
Time now to pack up my bed, utilise the folding chair with a hole in the middle, and then get everything back into the vehicles and hit the road. I mean, hit the dirt. Dirt road.
Yesterday we had a little bit of fun in a puddle, and by fun I mean he had fun because he flew through and completely drowned my truck. I drowned my truck in the puddle. I brought half the puddle with me under the truck. So today I'm going to propose another challenge which I may just have the edge on, but we're going to see what happens, and it is a dirt donut challenge.
A dirt donut challenge. So points will be given for style and sound, Martin.
Great.
Each of them will be a score out of 10, creating a score out of 20, and the winner.
We brought 2 vehicles here that are four-wheel drives, but we're putting them in rear-wheel drive to do something that's completely useless when you're out in the bush, but we're going to do it anyway because we found a good spot.
It's big block
You're going first.
versus turbocharger, everybody. Let's do this. Let's see how it's done, Martin. Here we go.
Not bad. That was pretty good, man. That wasn't bad.
Style and sound, Martin, out of 10.
Sound is actually better than I thought. Your new exhaust and your big block, I'm going to give it a 7.
Oh!
And style, you just don't have the diff for it, my friend. All the intention was there, your skill was there, but your diff's just open wheeling and just not quite doing it. Luckily for me, I have a magic button that fixes that in my truck. It's the one thing that my truck has that I think has the edge over the Jimny, and that is an electronically controlled diff lock. Let me demonstrate.
Am I even going to get a score?
No.
Dude, well, you can't win then.
4!
4.
Yep.
So I've got 11 out of 20. All right, it's Martin's turn.
All right, here we go, skids. It's way more likely that I'll break my car compared to him, but let's see. Diff lock. Boom.
Martin, for style, I'm giving you 8 out of 10. And for sound, I'm giving you 12.
That sounds so good, eh?
I'm giving you 12 out of 10.
Did that give me 20 out of 20?
That gives you 20 out of 20.
Thanks, man.
Good. It sounds... Sup, 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 sup. Sup, sup, sup.
I had the technological advantage. And then right at the end, I think I caught the body with the wheels or something. Or that's just the mud left over from yesterday.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no, there it is. It's just folded in.
Yeah,
It's all right.
sweet.
I've just clearanced it automatically. Should we go forward driving?
So we are on the edge of the Waddicans, and this is a little playground called Five Ways because it looks like there are 5 ways to break your car.
I reckon there's 50 ways to break your car here. This is like a four-wheel drive fun park. And we're about equal with Morisset, which is just south of Newcastle, like an hour or two north of Sydney.
Yep.
So we've made quite a way north, actually, but all inland and all on dirt.
Now, basically, you can choose based on your setup and your perceived ability which part of this track you want to run, from fairly easy to downright ridiculous. But you can see there's a lot of rubber over here. People are getting up here, probably not in the kind of rigs that we've got. People are coming up here, Martin.
Yeah.
There's tyre marks on there.
That's amazing.
But these would be with like massive tyres, probably very low pressures,
Locking
just
diffs.
you know, crawling up the rocks.
Good on.
You have a lock diff, don't you?
I can lock my rear diff, but I still don't have like ability to kind of crawl.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a track off to one of those first trials. I'm going to give it a crack, man.
Yeah, give it a go.
Are you going to try one?
Yeah, but you go there and I'll spot you, which means I look at things and yell at you, and then you can do that for me.
I'm not going up here, but I'm going to go up there.
Oh, that way's good too.
Oh,
yeah, man.
You're going.
Oh, that's steep.
Yes!
Yeah, Kei Truck.
Shoo! Made it. That's so sick.
All right, so I'm disconnecting my sway bar because I read on the internet that then I will get more flex. Jimny with some flex. Here we go. I going this way.
Yeah, you're looking good. This is going to drop in. Yep. Yep, good one. You can either come up or drop in. It's up to you.
Oh, the Jimny's just doing it all day, mate.
Yeah, you got diff clearance. Oh, look at that. Look at it go. Easy. Whoop.
Turns out Marty's 4-wheel drive is no longer 4-wheel driving. It's only 2-wheel driving. Could be something broken. Also could be because it has an aftermarket ECU. It could be that something's been spliced into, whether a solenoid that activates the, is it vacuum?
Yeah, it's a vacuum controlled system. So it drives up through the front drive shaft from the transfer case to the front wheels, and then it's got like air actuated locking hub, same as what you've got.
Yeah.
But if that solenoid is not being switched when you press the button, even though it looks like it's in 4-wheel drive,
yeah,
and it's hard to test, you know, like at home, then if it's not getting air, it doesn't actually engage them.
Yeah.
So it thinks it's 4-wheel driving, but it's just free spinning the front.
Okay.
So all I'm going to do is put the tray up and have a dig around and see if there's even something basic disconnected, like an air hose could be off.
Yes.
Or a bit of wiring's not right, so just have a bit of a look, and I brought a multimeter so we can just test it and see what happens. But yeah, it'll still be, it's got this far in rear-wheel drive because of the muddies.
Yes.
But to be able to do anything a bit more challenging, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
Going to need some 4-wheel drive action. So.
It would make sense why you got stuck in that mud yesterday, though.
Yes, and couldn't claw itself out from the front.
Yes.
That's right. Because The reason it tricked me is I saw the prop shaft spinning. When I put it on the hoist and drove it and put it in gear to check and press the button, the front prop shaft spins.
Yeah.
But in first gear, sometimes the wheels don't move much. I didn't really think about it. Oh, it's spinning great, forward drive works.
Because the issue is not with the transfer case, it's with the hubs, right?
At the front, most likely.
My tipper tray has an automatic swinging tailgate, so you don't have to get out of the cab to dump a load. Being that I'd like my camping gear to stay in the tray, I'm going to secure it with a tie down.
This blower has been an absolute game changer. We've been using it to blow each other. We've been using it to blow out our tents, to blow bugs away, and also just give everything a bit of a clean.
The whole four-wheel drive system appears to be functioning properly. All the solenoids are clicking. We put a multimeter on it and just made sure that they're actually being energized at the right time. What's hard to do here is because we don't have lifting equipment and jack stands and all that other stuff, is to test it. So it appears to be working, but it also appears to not be working when I try and drive it up a hill. That said, it's done a lot in the limited whatever's happening that it's been in. It may have been in four-wheel drive before and now it's not, I don't really know. The other thing I've learned out here is that my intake is not actually sufficient and not filtering down to a small enough particle. I can actually see inside my intake system just this really, really fine layer of dust. Meant for a street car. Packaging wise, I couldn't fit a big four-wheel drive filter in there. And so this is what I was end up with, but I'm gonna try turning my intake around and just seeing if I can cop a little bit less dust, because it is super dusty out there. So far the truck's surviving, but it's not something I really wanna take too many risks with.
We've had no luck solving the four-wheel drive mystery, but decide to push on down the next trail anyway.
So, no four-wheel drive, Marty?
Currently two-wheel drive, yes. In my very sensitive little four-wheel drive system is unhappy.
Oh, man. Oh, well, I think, you know, most of what we're going down now, you should be able to get through, and anything you can't, I'll leave you there.
At least I've still got a diff lock that works, and I've still got low range, so I'm already ahead of Mazda 121, but only just.
I think we've got an advantage being in little cars though, like you get way more options for picking your line.
Totally, yeah, you can just choose to go around stuff. For actually getting there, it's really good. Actually, tracks like this are my favorite in the tipper as well, because it's manageable, but you get to see some cool stuff like you're in the bush.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I see what's happening.
Is it getting gnarly?
Yep. Oh! Oh!
Oh, okay.
That's deep. I don't think I'm going to get down there, dude.
Oh! Car is making noises.
Wow, look at that thing go.
Oh!
35 degrees to the ground, mate.
I will come back. I'll come back and assist you down there, mate.
No, I legitimately don't think I'm getting through there.
You are getting through there, mate. Hold there, hold there. How close are you to going over?
Very. Don't push it.
Just keep going straight ahead. You're gonna come up now, there you go.
This is very nerve-wracking. I don't
Let
want
a
the
little
window.
bit of poo come out, mate.
I don't want the window open because I don't want to fall out with my arm out the window. Oh. Oh. That's the ground right there.
Oh!
Oh. Oh, I shit myself.
Through, mate.
Yep.
You're through.
A lot of
Good
poo. Do you have a wet wipe? Oh, there's a bee in here. Ah!
All right, mate, let's continue on. There is going to be a beach somewhere eventually.
If we're driving like this the whole way to the beach, I'm not going to have any nerves left, mate.
Oh, you'll be fine. Oh, here's a little bit of fun, mate. Here we go. A little bit of something. Easy, mate. Easy and all day.
Ooh, ooh, more poo. So my friends continued over some very gnarly stuff, and I still haven't quite managed to fix my four-wheel drive system, but I have made a little bit of progress. I've worked out where the vacuum lines are, and it's not actuating my front diff. So if I can find a way later today to get this thing up in the air and experiment with that, I might be able to work out if it's just a vacuum issue or something worse. I just want to know, because if it's something simple, I'd really like to use my four-wheel drive system, because without it, it's a lot harder than it needs to be.
I continue on down the trail and am reminded again why this car is loved by people all over the world. It is so fun and it is so capable, but eventually even the Jimny and its driver come up against an obstacle that they're just not going to be able to get past. Without a support car and without Marty to help me spot this hill, I've gone as far as I think is safe by myself. So instead of taking the risky route, I'm going back down the hill, chucking a U-turn, and then I'm going to make my way back to Marty.
Nice ride.
How much did that set you back?
Less than you can afford. Kei Truck.
Smoke his ass. Lucky we're on this driveway at our mate's place. We're not on the road anymore. We have just come off the dirt. We are back on the tar, and next stop is the beach for some sand driving, something neither of us have ever done before. But before we do that, we have to fix Marty's Kei Truck because it is not four-wheel driving, and this show is not called Two-Wheel Drive Adventures.
So I think if we can get the thing up in the air and have a bit of a closer look at it, we'll be able to work it out, but we just need a flat spot to do it. And if we go into a super cheap car park, we can get a jack and some jack stands also.
Sounds good, man. All right, cool. Well, by the looks of the map, there was one of them about 30 or 40 Ks away, so we'll just head towards there, buy some stuff, jump in the car park and see what we can fix, and maybe get some lunch while we're at it.
Sounds excellent.
So this here is the closest Supercheap Auto that we could find in a place called Warner's Bay. We're getting a couple of things to try and fix Marty's Kei Truck. You can also get some Mighty Carmod's oil while you're here if you so happen to need it. Look how stoked this guy is. And this guy here has just realized that his four-wheel drive's not working, and he's like, what? What is going on? Anyway, hopefully we can find somewhere in the car park to do what we need to do to fix it and get it working again.
All right, so we've got a couple of things that are going to help us. A suction gun, so we can try and replicate a vacuum signal. Also a syringe in case we need to do two at once. Jack stands and a low profile jack. Why am I using a low profile jack on a four-wheel drive? Because this is the only car that I'll ever jack up that's big, and it'll be fine for our purposes today. Otherwise I would never use it again.
If you are heading off-road, you have to strike a balance between taking enough tools and equipment to solve issues, but if you take half your garage, you pay a big weight and space penalty. Especially in my case, where the thing barely weighs a ton as it is, and every kilogram counts and slows you down. We have detoured, but I'm confident if we can get the truck in the air, we can test it properly.
The first step is jack up your car.
By lifting the whole truck off the ground, I'll be able to see how the four-wheel drive system responds as I go through and test each component.
I want to get all four wheels of this thing in the air so I can see what they're doing. I know for a fact that my back wheels work because that's what's been propelling me up the road so far. So we've stopped into Supercheap and got some jack stands and a jack and some other little bits and pieces, and we're going to mess around with the vacuum actuated front diff because it seems like that is what's stopping this thing clicking into four-wheel drive. If we can manually click it in, we know that it's something to do with the control system. If it won't click in at all, I'm stuck with a two-wheel drive truck. So start it up, put it in four-wheel drive, see if anything moves and hope for the best.
We're going to use this suction gun to simulate the vacuum required, hopefully, and see if we can actually activate it and make it work. If there's a way of manually doing it, it means, because you don't want to be in four-wheel drive all the time also, driving up highways for hundreds of Ks, so we'll see if we can make it do. So, all right, let's go.
All right, so that's just rear-wheel drive. We should see the back wheels go. Yep, it's happy as. So now if I click four-wheel drive, what happens? Nothing at all. So if I go back into low range, so now it's low range four-wheel drive. Let's pretend I'm starting off in low range. Yep, sure enough, nothing. What I'm interested in seeing though, is the prop shaft actually turning. Yes, it is. So what we know is happening is, drive is going from the engine through the gearbox and into the transfer case. I've clicked that into low range, which means I get a much lower gearing, and it is sending drive into the front diff, but then nothing's happening. It's not actually turning the wheels. So that means that nothing is engaging up the front. So now we're going to try and engage it using the vacuum pump and see if we can make it turn on.
Yep.
Bit of mad suck.
There we go. So.
Yeah, dude, there it goes. Yep. Now it's working.
Cleared some shit out.
Cool. Problem is I don't know if it's going to do it again.
You know how to fix it.
I know how to fix it. Great.
We know how to turn
Fantastic.
it on. Good job,
well, that's
mate.
a winner. Thanks for your help. That's what I wanted to see. And we'll just take the jack and jack stands with us.
Yeah.
And if I get properly stuck, I can be just, you know, if I need to do it again.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Fixes like that where you just blow a bit of crap out of the line. It's a bit old school.
Yes. And it was a it cost $450 to fix. And
It's stuff I needed
there's
anyway.
still a basket full of stuff that we haven't touched.
Stuff I needed anyway. What are you talking about?
If you're ever wondering what's faster off the line out of a Turbo Kei Truck or a big block Jimny, the answer is a big block Jimny.
Chopped so hard by the Jimny.
And now we've finally made our way to the beach.
We've arrived at the next leg of our trip and we're down at Blacksmith's Beach. We're going to try some sand driving for the first time.
Now, sand driving can be a bit tricky. Why? Because you're not going very fast, but you're asking a lot of your engine. Lots of revs, lots of heat, lots of power, but you don't have the sort of airspeed to cool everything down.
You know a really good example? Go for a run on some concrete and then try running along the beach. All of that extra effort that's exerted, but you're not actually going any further. So the cars, you know, the gravitational pull is sucking it down to the center of the earth, and our tiny little motors are trying to push it through, but it's all very sandy. I've never driven on sand.
Well, me neither, and I mean, I'm glad my four-wheel drive system works again, so at least I have a chance of making it. But also, yeah, dropping the pressures, making everything a bit heavier and a bit trickier, but we'll see how the little truck goes. I'm very interested to see.
And hopefully, even though they are heavier running these mud tyres, that is one of the benefits, that we can run lower pressures because there's thicker sidewalls. I don't know if that makes a difference in the sand or not. We don't know what we're talking about.
No.
We don't know.
But we should try and do it.
Yeah, let's just point towards the sand
and hope for the best.
And drive.
Martin, I imagine you did your research. What are some of the techniques of driving on the sand?
Research? I spent the whole time trying to make this thing run and dyno it and tune it and all sorts of stuff. I did exactly zero research about what to do when I got to the place that I prepared my car for.
Good. All right, well, it says 30 kilometers an hour on the beach. That seems fast.
I guess that's the limit, right? It also says pedestrians aren't allowed to go more than 15 k's an hour. Is that like a run?
Pedestrians 15 k's an hour? What, so if you're running faster than that, it's illegal?
I have no idea, mate, but people love a good sign, don't they, these days?
They do love a good sign, mate. It's almost sign overload. It's like, I don't need my 2-minute noodles to tell me that my noodles might be hot when I take them out of the microwave.
That's a great point, mate. I don't need to be told that I can't run more than 15 k's an hour if I'm running.
I don't know if we're even going the right way, mate. I'm just following the biggest road there is.
I was promised sand, and so far it's just more freaking dust.
But I reckon that kind of, I can see sand ahead, mate.
My next test is to put this thing into four-wheel drive and see if it actually goes into four-wheel drive.
Yeah, hopefully it does, mate. Otherwise, I think there's going to be a bit of trouble over here. Beach, four-wheel drives only. All right, that's us, mate.
All right, let's give it a go. Have you ever driven on the beach before?
Never driven on a beach, never driven on sand. Just all new, really, mate. And I don't reckon there's many Kei trucks with custom turbo swaps on ethanol. I don't reckon many of them have driven on this beach either.
All right, well, I'm gonna flick into full drive in a second when I find somewhere to stop.
I can see the ocean in front of me and I would like to swim in it.
All right, I should be in full drive.
I just heard it engage, mate.
All right, one way to find out, mate. Let's do this.
All right, let's go, mate.
Wow, look at that. That's so cool. I went 50 meters. Are you stuck? It stalled.
Mate, I am not stuck yet.
You're just disappearing into the sunset. Nah, dude, I'm moving. I'm moving.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Coming up, meet me down here.
I'll give it a go. It's a weird sensation, isn't it?
It's a weird noise, a weird sensation, and are we meant to kind of drive on some harder packed stuff?
It's definitely easier on the hard packed stuff, but you don't also want to drown your car in the ocean, so...
I'm accelerating, it's just not really going anywhere.
My four-wheel drive is working, mate. We have won.
This is the slowest, most intense driving I've ever done.
It looks good from here.
Are you stuck?
I think I'm stuck, but I also kind of don't care. Like, look where we are, man. It's beautiful.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah!
I was stoked with how well I was doing until I wasn't. And here's a tip from the world's best four-wheel driving channel directly to you. If you're bogged in the sand, don't keep accelerating because it digs you in and makes it even worse.
Go and drive on sand, they said. It's lots of fun.
I got your
Apparently.
shovel!
I've had enough now.
Have you? Really?
Yeah.
It's an experience, but it's a very slow experience and a very boggy experience. But
Look
we
down.
also are inexperienced. We don't know what we're doing.
Look at this, Martin.
So you move the sand away from the wheels so that you can get out of the hole. Is that how it works?
Yeah, and then those plastic tracks we've been carrying all this time,
I'll get them for you.
we put them under the wheel and then we try and drive out, I think.
So four-wheel driving
There's
is
four in the back too, man.
four-wheel driving is about problem solving, is it? Is that why? Like you get to use all your stuff? Or you buy the stuff and this is your chance to use it. And that's what makes it fun. We're gonna work it out. I swear we're gonna work it out by the end of this trip.
The tide is getting closer and closer, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not really that keen on being stuck in it. Just do that, I think.
You just send it up onto the track. I can't think of a better thing to do on a weekend than drive onto the sand and then get stuck and spend the rest of the weekend trying to get out of it. You're just going deeper. Rocket or something, like back and forward and whatever. Dude, it's just digging a hole worse than the front.
Is that wheel spinning?
Yeah, bad.
Because this one's not, well, while it spins, then stick that thing under it.
Yeah, righto. I can't get, we've got to dig it deeper. Where's your shovel? Why am I digging your car out? I'm actually a little bit surprised that it's the truck that survived this because I did not have high hopes at all. Fixing that four-wheel drive system though has made it all possible. He was being a bit more adventurous, which is partly his personality and partly I think like it's a love-hate relationship with that Jimny. Like he loves the thing, but he also just wants to send it off every possible thing that he can, including a sand dune. So for that reason, I have played it safe. So has my experience been as full? Possibly not, but I'm also not on my knees digging my car out for the next 2 hours, so it's all good. He's looking at me.
What?
It's funny. It's so bogged.
It's actually the diff and everything is what's caught underneath, similar to what, you know, how you got stuck the other day.
Yeah.
I put on my Good Luck Sunnies, thinking that might make a difference.
Oh, right. Is that helping?
No. What is helping is the Good Samaritans on the beach who are going to pull me out. We're putting the Max Tracks back under the wheels now that I'm out of my holes, and I'm just going to low range and I'm just going to try and power on and find an exit because I'm done with this.
Get it, get it, get it. Don't stop turning sideways. He's got to go straight. He's turning and that's burying him. Oh, yep. Get it up on the plane. Feels just like a boat. There it goes.
My mad Turbo Kei Truck can dose, it can go to the tip, it can carry 350 kilos of garden mulch, it can carry a couple of people in relative discomfort, it's got a decent stereo, and can conquer some reasonably gnarly dirt trails. But best of all, and much to the disappointment of the Jimny, I am yet to get stuck. This little truck is absolutely unstoppable.
I'd like to just bring your attention to what's going on now. There's Marty, stuck, and I do believe it is the Jimny about to winch his ass out. G'day, mate. How you doing?
Bogged. I'm bogged.
Driving up, yeah, here you come. Pulling you up again, here we go. Yep, drive.
Marty has been saved. Let's get off the sand.
It's all about speed. I'm in third gear. I'm making about 1 or 2 pounds of boost. It's rocking me around. It feels sketchy, but actually, I'm going where I need to go. Steering still doesn't do much, and I'm in someone's rut. But, oh, it feels dodgy as, but I am making way better progress. It's like not having the chance to get stuck. How you going back there, mate?
I'm going great, mate. It's just like going a little faster now, 25 k's an hour. It's way better.
Dude, I think this is the exit. We can get out of this hellhole. I mean, really awesome sand environment.
One fine day, just the two of us. Gonna grab 3 friends and Florida to the fort. 5 hours later, sucking on a 6-pack. 7 o'clock, watch the sun.
We have successfully made it off the beach with both vehicles sandy but working. To celebrate our achievement, I've decided I'm going to catch us some dinner. I've been chasing freshwater river marlin for years, and this time I finally feel like luck is on my side. So we're going to find a good spot and cast a line, because nothing goes better with forward driving than fishing. And some shit beer, of course.
Adding up all the reasons for summer. I hope my numbers go my way, yeah, go my way. 12 big gum trees to give us shade. 13 is never unlucky today. 14, just a little 14. You were 15, I was 16. When I first laid my eyes on your pretty face. On your pretty face, girl.
You know what I've learned, Martin?
What's that, mate?
The last couple of days?
What's that?
That a 4-wheel drive is really just a key to adventure.
Oh, yeah.
It lets you get to places and do things that you can't do with a normal car.
Yep.
And your truck did amazingly well.
Your Jimny, I'm just so impressed, man.
Yeah.
I really am. Like, it looks like just a little square box.
Yeah.
But when you put it up against like a proper hill, or sand or whatever else, it just does it.
It's capable.
It just does it, and it's like does it with ease.
I think it's actually the favourite car that we worked on this year because we done a lot of stuff this year, man. Like we did RS3, Lotus, Civic.
We drove at Bathurst. First lap at Bathurst.
Did Supergrams.
Heaps of Civic.
We released our book, which was huge.
Yeah.
We did the epic episode where we just worked on every single car.
And there was a lot of like new stuff too, like Kei Truck was start to finish.
Yeah.
You and me, just doing it all. It was pretty cool.
There's the green Civic.
Oh God,
from
I forgot
Facebook.
about that.
You forgot about it?
Yeah.
And the little nuggets, Martin, the little battles. But the Jimny, I think, is my favourite. The Jimny and the Kei Truck, I think, is just a match made in carness.
Yeah, they've got a lot of heart, and that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you have that experience and you drive it around and actually use it, you sort of get the best result. And it's funny because I still very much feel like my heart is in the let's go fast, let's go to a track, let's build street cars, let's build stuff that's useful for every single day.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Which I'm all for, and I still, like, that's where my heart is. But the kind of thing that the truck and Jimny does, you're right, it just unlocks some adventure, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And in my case, the truck does all of it, because that's been the star for me this year as well. I've gone to the dump, I've turboed it, dynoed it, you know, put on a track, we've put it on, now we've taken it off-road.
But we had to go, Martin, and that's what it's all about.
It always looks, if you're on Instagram or, you know, all the internets and all that stuff, or you're sharing everything, people always want to make it look like that's the only thing you ever did.
Yeah.
But in that time, you've got life, you've got, you know, friends and families and other stuff to water the garden off.
Yeah.
So it's nice when you can get that balance and you can achieve some stuff with your vehicles and achieve some stuff as a human.
Yeah. Well said, Martin.
Thanks, man.
Well, Martin, it was very nice hanging out with you for another year. It's about to be our 14th year of Mighty Car Mods, believe it or not.
Whoa.
So, Martin, thank you for another year. Merry Christmas, mate.
Merry Christmas.
It's very nice knowing you.
May the adventures continue.
Merry Christmas to all the Mighty Car Mods viewers out there, no matter whether you had a good year or a bad year. Times have certainly been strange. So we wish you all the best.
That was a good
From
car.
our little part of the world to your little part of the world. And thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this adventure. And look forward to seeing you next year, next season. We'll be back. I was going to say as big and bold as ever, but as small and nuggety and whatever as ever. But take care of yourselves. Say good day to a mate. Check in on someone. And thanks for watching. See you next time.
Dude, I got one.
It's a squid lure that you have though.
What do you mean? It
it's
said marlin lure.
Dude,
It legit said marlin. Did I get ripped? Pearl belly marlin rig.
Mine's a pearl belly squid jig.
Oh no, you're quite right.
Or is this the one that you flung off
dude,
already?
it said blue. I thought that was blue marlin.